please.
Sir, you're getting our voice?
Sir, your audio is not connected. Sir, please kindly unmute now, sir.
Sir, no, we are not getting your voice. We are not getting your voice.
Okay, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Sita ma'am, I just called him, but we are not getting your voice, sir.
A voice of Akhtar, sir, that's a problem. Okay.
Sir, we are not getting your voice. Voice is not coming.
Can you try him calling him?
I just called him.
Okay.
Sir, kindly unmute. It is okay now. You can unmute and talk.
He's just taking someone's help.
Yes, I think he's working on.
It's not working. He can unmute and talk.
Yeah, it's coming. He's just trying to do some technical kind of a thing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Now it is okay.
I think there is some I don't know,
okay,
some
sir.
glitch or something because of
So,
that.
Okay.
फिर मुझे
Now
देखो.
it is okay, sir.
Good afternoon and welcome to all of you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure seeing so many faces, bright faces and matured faces and what should I say, faces out in the summer and all that. Very nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Sida, I
I
think we
want
can
to-
start now. Sida Lashmi,
Okay, ma'am.
please. Please
Yes, sir.
proceed. Okay.
So today's
Sir,
the subject which we are going to discuss is
Sir,
soft power.
Sir,
Can
one
you-
second.
Sir,
I'll
one
just-
word of welcome. One word of welcome from the coordinator, sir, please.
Okay.
Okay. Sida, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to all of you to this program. We are in the third day of NEP 2020 orientation and sensitization program. So with great pleasure, I would like to introduce a personality who brings a rare combination of public administration, acumen, and grassroots educational reform. So we here have Mr. Syed Mahmood Akhter, sir, as the CEO of the Alliance of Economic and Educational Development of the Underprivileged. Mr. Akhter has been instrumental in launching national-wide educational and skill development programs aimed at empowering marginalized communities. Under his leadership, he has established common study centers, internships, initiatives, and collaborative projects and in collaboration with AEEDU. His deep commitment to inclusive development, transparency, and educational equity has made a lasting impact across the country. So I now invite Mr. Syed Mahmood Akhter, sir, to kindly address the participants and share his insight on global outreach. Over you to sir. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you for this lovely introduction. I don't think I deserve all these accolades, but yes, I have done my small efforts to bridge, what should I say, bureaucracy and the academia to a great extent. That's what I have I have been trying to do all my life. Still we are on. Since I had some exposure to the concept of soft power when I was working in the Indian Council for Cultural Relations under Ministry of External Affairs, and also outside the country as a diplomat in a foreign country, I thought it proper that our young teachers here, they must have an idea of soft power. Initially, let us start who started the word, the terminology soft power. It was initially used for the first time by an academic called Professor Joseph Nye of the Harvard University. And he defined soft power in a very easy term. He said, soft power is the ability to get others to want what you want. That is soft power. Now, suddenly this concept of soft power has sprung upon, spread throughout the globe, and many countries, including India, are practicing it, are making it a part of the cultural and educational exchanges with other countries, and are trying to bridge the gap between hard diplomacy, political setups, social, segments, combining them all at the in the eye of the needle in soft power is the youth. Why am I talking about the youth only? Why not senior people like us, like the principal Sahab who is sitting here, and all those people? Of course, they are a part of soft power. But we have got to focus on the youth. Because in today's world, the scenario changes overnight. Artificial intelligence is taking over in a great manner. All of us know it. Social connectivity through all this Facebooks and whatnot is building up to a crescendo. So the entire atmosphere, the entire ecosystem is gradually channelizing towards a unified nodal world order. That world order is different from the traditional, historical, heritage relationships which the country have had, including India. We have seen 2 world wars. We are almost on the brink of a third one. And the world today is heavily polarized in terms of ethnicity, in terms of religion, and in terms of, I do not know whether to call it nationalism, sovereignty. I mean, you can choose your words for that. But one thing is common throughout. एक चीज ऐसी है जो सबको बांध के रखती है, वो है people to people contact. Whether you are in India, whether you are in Pakistan, whether you are in Nepal or in UK or USA or Russia or in Siberia, Africa, wherever you are, the world today has come down, shrunk to a very nodalized concept of sharing things amongst the people. The internet has played a very active role in doing all this. The Facebooks, whatever the other means of technology have been leveraged to achieve these kind of concepts. And it is a good thing, because I find that unless and until there is a thread of unity running through the global vision, and there is a concept of harmony, concept of development, concept of educational upliftment evident throughout our endeavors across the globe, we will not be qualified to be called the citizens of the 21st century taking it forward. There have been warriors before that. There have been politicians even today. There have been military leaders. There have been economists. There have been academics. There have been administrators. But all of them fit into a straitjacket. Very little, connectivity between them. There the soft power comes to connect them. As I told you, Professor Joseph Nye, when he coined these words, what he had in mind was a plethora of activities. एक पूरा का पूरा एक समझिए एक खाका बना के उन्होंने रख दिया था कि उस पे हमको लेके चलना है. The fulcrum, the basic concept on which soft power is based is inclusivity and a sort of universal heritage. We are all human beings. We may be colored, we may be black, we may be white, we may be women, we may be men, we may be young, we may be old. But everybody has blood running through the veins. Everybody feels hunger. Everybody feels a depression at times. So how to come out of it? How to insulate yourself from the vagaries of the modern life, which at times cause a lot of mental harassment. There, the concept of soft power comes. It is a unique melting pot, if I can use the word. It is a unique melting pot, and it is based on civilizational heritage. It is based on traditional knowledge. And I'm talking not only about India, I'm talking about the global vision. It is based on languages, many languages. It is based on literature of countries. It is based on philosophies of the respective countries. It is based on educational aspirations of the youth. It is based on academic and cultural interactions across the world. It is based on cuisine. You know, food is one of the greatest attractions in the world of today. You get an American and ask him to eat chole bhature and he will relish and eat it. We can relish a sandwich. So the traditional cooking is taking a diverse thing, and cuisine is a very strong attraction for people at large across the globe. Yoga is another aspect, which I think 2 days back we had this International Yoga Day. It went very successfully across the globe. The embassies of India and the government, they have been showcasing yoga in such a magnificent way. I must give them full credit for that the world is trying to, go ahead with yoga to the best possible ways they can. Tourism is another thing. Because previously, you say, go back to 30 years back. If a person from India, academic used to go and teach or do some research in any European country or the States or Middle East, he was always, praised for this, that you are lucky that you are getting a chance to go abroad, teach or learn, whatever. It was once in a blue moon thing, sort of a thing, 40 years back, 30 years back. Today, you got academics who are touring across, flying across the globe, meeting people, getting research activities, actualized, and those kind of things. So tourism, social media, cuisine, education, all of them have been merging. And the two words which define them is soft power. Now, soft power can be used anywhere. In education, it is one of the greatest, the fountainheads of education. Because suppose foreign students come to India and study. They do not only study the textbooks, they taste India in their food, in their tours, in their interactions, in their people-to-people contact, in the cultural diversities. And once they go back as the cultural ambassadors of India. They may be very good engineers. They may be very good doctors who have studied and going back. They may be marketing gurus or whatever. But suppose they go back to France or Africa or Nepal, wherever they come from, India will always live in their hearts because they have stayed in India. They have known India. They have been mentored in India. They have been taught in India, and they have made lots of friends. So this is the strength of soft power, which is spreading. And believe me, soft power at the first glance doesn't appear anywhere. What appears is the hardcore diplomacy, hardcore administrative setup, hardcore intellectualism, PhD, MA, gold medal. Of course, they are important. Bureaucrat, doctor, professional, engineer, scientist. But where is the nature lover? Where is the tourist inherent in all of us? Where is the food lover? Where is the people-to-people connectivity guy? These are all merged in a concept which is called the soft power. Now, why is soft power important across the globe and in India? Because it provides a platform for universal bondage. There comes a time in every human's life where he finds tourism very attractive, where he finds going and studying the culture, the educational, methodology in other countries very attractive, where he finds the food being offered in other countries very attractive. So, of course, the student comes to study in India, or a student from India goes to study abroad, but the story doesn't end there. Books apart, classrooms apart, tutorials apart, he enjoys the cultural exchange with that country. And that goes deep down inside his bones. He carries it. He will carry it all through his life. Maybe he will share it with his family, with his children, and they too will, come to India someday and study something. When I was in ICCR, I have met people from across the globe, people who have been presidents in their own countries, who have been, noted bureaucrats in their own countries, reaching to the top in governance and administrative machinery, who have been educated in India. And once they come across a person who talks to them about soft power, they become emotional. Being an African, being an American, being a Nepalese citizen, they become emotional and say, oh, I was in India 20 years back and I was studying in IIT, I was studying in Delhi University, I was studying in Aligarh Muslim University, and now I'm there, but I owe everything to this educational institution of India, to the culture, to the people, to the languages. So that is the leitmotif of soft power. ये सबसे बड़ी ताकत है soft power की, जो आपको न सिर्फ you graduate from the Indian citizen to a universal citizen. Similarly, a person from Africa or West Asia, he post-graduates from his own country to India and becomes a universal citizen. And this takes place effortlessly. There is no, thrust, there is no coercion, there is no force, there is no, deadlines to be followed and ambitions to be achieved. They come automatically. When you travel across India, you learn a lot about India. When you travel across France, you learn a lot about France. Its cuisine, its culture, its history, how civilization has molded itself in that country, how the architecture has been, impacting the lives of the people living in that country, and how Indian civilization, Indian culture, everything has been, providing the bedrock of education through the ages. So that is soft power initially. Now, who are the biggest carriers of soft power for this country? Of course, one of them is the students about whom we discussed. Every year, Government of India, through the Ministry of External Affairs and through the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, at any given moment of time, educates 4,000 to 5,000 foreign students across the countries. I was director of scholarships there in ICCR, so I know it. And they get the university or colleges of their choice. They get the particular city of their choice. They get the academics of their choice. They have gone down to that extent. We want to be taught by this professor in this university, and they have got it. Entire thing is funded by the Government of India. In fact, the stipend in our days was 8,000 from the MEA. We got it enhanced to 18,000 per student who is coming to study in India. The tuition fees was enhanced, and Government of India is spending a sizable amount of money, which I don't think many are even aware of, in educating these students who are coming from abroad and staying in India, in the hostels, in the colleges, and whatever. Now, what do we gain out of it? Why do we do it? We do it for two purposes. The first is to develop the friendly relations with that country from where the students come to India. Suppose they come from our neighboring countries, where the infrastructure is not so strong as in India, where the educational institutions are not so illuminating, if I can call it so, as in India, where the landscape is not so versatile and not so diverse as in India. So many things attract them. They get the best quality of education in India. And once they complete their education, they get their degrees, they go back to their countries. I told you, as the unofficial ambassadors of the country. That's a great achievement. That is why we do it. That is why the government spends so much of money. And that is soft power. You are creating the Indian diaspora abroad. You are enhancing the power of the spoken word in India, the thoughts which he has heard in India, the combinations which he has seen in the communities and diverse ethnicities in India. He carries it. And then in his country, after 20, 30 years, when he is in a position of or authority or power, he tries to do something about the relations between that country and India, which becomes a very strong point in diplomacy. Of course, diplomacy can be hard diplomacy, like we are seeing today, and the hard diplomacy can boil down to wars, it can boil down to bombs, it can boil down to killings of innocent persons. So what is the salvaging point? Where is the Shangri-La which can make them come out of such kind of a bondage? It's the soft power. When the world calms down, it will calm down. When the regions calm down, people will again start going back to the life which they had temporarily closed down for some time. You know, talking about wars, talking about communities, talking about bombs, talking about international pressures. These are hardcore diplomacy and nothing soft about it. Soft is only when you talk about education, when you talk about the cultural exchanges, when you talk about the interesting knowledge which the diaspora gains in India, the food which he or she enjoys in India, and the people-to-people connectivity. So that is why the investment in soft power during the last 10 years, if I can call it, has increased manifold. These are the the goals to achieve, and we have been achieving it to a great extent. Now, what is essentially soft power, which defines its performance and its channelizing quality, the synergy which it generates? Its source lies outside the traditional format of government-to-government interactions, both bilateral and multilateral. It is opening of the global world before you. Sitting in India, you can talk about the French landscape, the French architecture. France, persons from Paris or from New York can come to India and start playing the violin, start playing the sitar, music, physics matches with music, which I believe now the NEP 2020 has conclusively, tried to develop. So soft power is there in every walk of life. It has to be cherished. It has to be developed. And it has been there since a long, long time. Because dances have also always been there in India. Yoga has always been there in India. Music has always been there in India, even in the Mughal times. During the worst times, the kings and the populace in general enjoyed music. Taj Mahal, the biggest symbol of soft power. Qutub Minar, the temples in the south and in Delhi, anywhere you go, those resplendent temples, the churches, all symbols of architectural soft power. Provided you are giving them eyes to see it. If you are giving them eyes with a certain amount of friendly, gossip, or you can say friendly discussions, this soft power will grow in their minds. And once a tourist leaves India, once a student leaves India, he will be carrying those memories of India, which will be the pillars of soft power. So that is what it is. Take the soft power concept through the ages in India. Let's talk about Kautilya's Arthashastra. Let's talk about Panchsheel. Let's talk about Akbar's Deen Ilahi. Let's talk about the Bhakti movement in India. Let's talk about the Dargah at Ajmer Sharif. Let's talk about the splendid temples, Somnath, Delhi, South, wherever. I don't think you are going to get such diverse ethnic and religious concept anywhere in the world. You go to Europe, you will see a flock of churches. You go to America, you will see churches. You go to Pakistan, I think you'll see only mosques. You go to Saudi Arabia, same type. You come to India and come to Kerala, God's own country. And the first mosque which was created, which was built in India lies there. The church lies there. The temple lies there. The food changes every 500 kilometers. The dress changes every 500 kilometers, even less than that. The languages change. Can you get this diversity anywhere else in the world? Tell me. I don't think so. I have toured practically half the world. But that is where the diversity lies. That is where the soft power lies in these diverse cultures. So be proud of your heritage. That's what I say. I am very proud. And try to spread the word across. The old order changeth, yielding place to the new. This is what somebody has said, quotes. Old order changeth, yielding place to the new. So the old order is changing. Youth are gradually coming out of that shrinking, mobilized thoughts. They are spreading far and wide. They are not only becoming good doctors and professionals, they are also becoming excellent human beings. And I'm very sure of humankind. The depression, the negativity will finally dispel and a new world order will take place. That is what soft power will bring. I told you, India has got a tradition of soft power. I told you about Arthashastra. The leitmotif of Arthashastra, the cornerstone is people's happiness and people well-being through various methods. You take to Panchsheel, when the first Prime Minister started in Bandung conference and everything across the world, Panchsheel is also based in not harming anybody, not harming any country, and growing together through peace. You talk about Deen Ilahi enunciated by Akbar, though it was it's controversial whether it was a true religious movement or something else semi-political. I'm not getting into that. What I'm trying to say is he tried to give respect to all the religions in this country, which they deserve rightly so. So these kind of things are soft power. You come out for 24 hours in a day and you count about 8 to 12 hours in a day, you will be passing through the monuments of soft power. It can be historical, it can be architectural, it can be social, it can be bureaucratic, it can be academic, but you must have the eyes to identify the soft power source and carry it along. It is there. It is there in the globe, it is there in India. It is always there. ये हमेशा रहा है और आगे भी रहेगा soft power. हमारी आंखें चाहिए कि हम देखें, आइडेंटिफाई करें और उस पर ध्यान दें. वो कहते थे ना कि साहब, मीडिया इज द फोर्थ स्टेट. पहला स्टेट एग्जीक्यूटिव, फिर पहला लेजिस्लेटिव, एग्जीक्यूटिव, जुडिशियल एंड मीडिया इज द फोर्थ. उसी तरह से आप इस पे चले आइए. There are 3 heads across the globe. One is the military power, second is the economic power, third is the power over opinion. Soft power will always influence opinions. It can alter thoughts. It can reduce egos. It can generate tenderness and a concept of well-being and happiness, joy. And that is what the world requires today. That is what our foreign policy is all about. That is what education tells us. यही तो हमें तालीम बताती है कि साहब फायदा पहुंचाओ दूसरों को. एक शिक्षक जो भारत में है, उस शिक्षक की जो इज्जत होती है वो बहुत बड़ी है. शिक्षक तो सबसे उत्तम होता है भाई, सबसे बड़ा है वो सिखाता है। क्या सिखाएगा? वो हेट्रेड नहीं सिखाएगा, वो एनिमोसिटी नहीं सिखाएगा, वो फिजिक्स तो बढ़िया पढ़ाएगा, केमिस्ट्री और भी अच्छा पढ़ाएगा, सब कुछ पढ़ाएगा आर्टिफिशियल, लेकिन साथ साथ वो एक अच्छा ह्यूमन बीइंग बनाने में भी, एक कम्युनिकेटिव जीनियस बनाने में भी, एक मास्टर ऑफ लैंग्वेजेस बनाने में भी सहयोग देगा। दैट इज वेयर योर रोल कम्स. That is where the new educational policy becomes a very strong source of support for your academic endeavors. You must follow it. NEP has that. हम लोग कई बार NEP के बारे में सुनते हैं, मैं भी पढ़ता हूँ, डिस्कशन मीटिंग्स में जाता हूँ, अरे साहब ये NEP तो बड़ा मुश्किल है, ये तो 3 लैंग्वेज फॉर्मूला चला रहा है, you are much better qualified than me to analyze those things. इंग्लिश है तो मदर टंग है, तो रीजनल लैंग्वेज है, साउथ वर्सेस नॉर्थ है, ईस्ट वर्सेस वेस्ट है, उस पे मत जाइए, आप उसके क्रक्स पे जाइए. द क्रक्स इज इट द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी टू माय माइंड generates critical thinking, not rote learning. It generates critical thinking. It generates the child's or the young student's curiosity getting satisfied through things which he reads in his own mother tongue. So why can't you make him bilingual, multilingual? Why can't he speak excellent Malayalam, excellent Kannada, excellent Bengali, and wonderful English, and a good Hindi? What stops him? I think एक आदमी की जो जीवन होता है ना, वो बहुत छोटा है. क्या क्या सीखेंगे आप, पर सीखते जाइए. बिकॉज आपको असल सेटिस्फैक्शन आप तभी दे पाएंगे जब आप देखेंगे कि आपके पढ़ाए हुए लड़के बेहतरीन स्टूडेंट्स ही नहीं, बेहतरीन ह्यूमन बींग्स बन के निकले हैं, जिनको आप बहुत बाद में कभी मिलेंगे तो आपको अच्छा लगेगा. दैट इज द पावर ऑफ सॉफ्ट पावर engagements. Joseph Nye, when he coined the word soft power, he also said, soft power is often hard to use, easy to lose, and costly to re-establish. एक बार गंवा देंगे ना हम, एक बार हम उसकी डोर छोड़ देंगे, तो मुश्किल होगा उसको पकड़ना. So try to carry it slowly and steadily to its logical conclusion. Spread the word, share the joy, make them happy. You are a teacher, you are a lecturer. You can make them enjoy the sunrises and replenish the sunsets. You can make them enjoy nature. You can make them aware of the atomic theory or whatever physics tells you to do. You must do it. But at the same time, something like Einstein, who tried his best to combine nature with science. Now, nature is soft power only. Ecology is soft power only. Mining, digging into the ocean is hard power. It's economic veracity at its toughest. I think so. We dig for minerals, we change the course of the rivers, we cut forests, depredate them. But the soft power comes when you bring a person close to nature. Go to the forest, enjoy, take the students to some forest, make them enjoy the rivers, make them enjoy the sunrises and the sunsets. Ask them to look at the butterflies, and then you will generate a sort of not only a positive outlook in their minds. You will also be able to build characters of integrity who have seen life from very close quarters. That is it. Now, how is soft power used in public diplomacy? Because ultimately to wahi hota hai. We can also talk that once the educational part is over and the student takes over as a professional, he should understand that the public diplomacy consists of news management. I don't think I need to explain any further. You must have understood what is news management. Cultural diplomacy is very important. You take forward the country's heritage. You also take forward the trade. The trade has a history of its own, a momentum of its own through the ages, throughout history, and it will go on till the world ends. Trade is not only merchandise. trade is going into a different country, dealing with the systems over there, getting goods of one country to the other, sharing the bonhomie, and finally making that country richer through the items which have been exported, or India getting richer through the items which have been imported. So that is also a sort of symphony. That is also a sort of, ecosystem which are building up through trade. Tourism is another important aspect we have already discussed. Tourism, whenever you get, like I tell you, in the MEA when I was there, we used to take the foreign students for summer camps and winter camps. We used to send them to Goa, particular place, Bangalore, West Bengal, Sundarbans, Shimla, talk of it. And they had their choices. The students used to tell us, sir, we want to see Bangalore. We want to see the nightlife of Bangalore. Okay, fine, you go, enjoy. We want to go and see Punjab. How's the agriculture, the green fields of Punjab? We used to send them. So tourism is a corollary of the soft power lifestyle, which finally takes shape in soft power diplomacy. वहां पहुंचता है वो. All the curriculums, whichever you read, new education policy or the earlier ones, they talk about making students aware of their surroundings. So how can you make them aware of their surroundings unless you give them proper leverage to go and invest in tourism, to see nature, to see the brilliance of the Indian, changing landscapes and those kind of things. And the same goes for Indians who are abroad. They must see the diverse things in that country where they have gone to study. It's a two-way process. Investments, cultural relations. Investments are also soft power. Why will anybody come all the way from Holland or from USA to invest in India? Why? I'm taking it on a different platform. I'm taking it on economic, trajectory. The person comes to India, satisfies himself that the place is ideal for manufacturing something. The place is ideal for giving employment to some people. The place is ideal, the particular place is ideal for manufacturing, producing things and taking them out of India and selling them to the world. But that is not a hard power activity. It's a soft power activity. Investments. He will only come when he finds the ecosystem good. He will only come to invest in India when he finds the surroundings okay. If there is violence, if there is authoritarian regimes, I'm sure you will agree with me, he will never come to invest in India. So you got to create the platform. You got to create the right atmosphere where investments can come, tourism can come, education can come, and then see how the Indian, diaspora goes abroad and talks about us. That is how it is. That is how it is. Now, another really important thing is, when a student comes to study in India, he studies for 3 years, 4 years in Jawaharlal Nehru University, Aligarh Muslim University, Bangalore, Kerala, wherever you see, of his choice. So we will think that out of an average age of 70 or 80 years, he spends only 3 years. तो यहाँ से जाने के बाद तो वो भूल जाएगा. वो अपने कंट्री में जॉब करेगा, शादी करेगा, बच्चे रहेंगे, फैमिली होगी, तो क्यों याद करेगा इंडिया को? ऐसा नहीं होता है. Because this soft power concept, which is growing hard and fast now, this builds long-term relationships with individuals and peoples through mutual interest in each other's culture. That is something which is almost eternal. He will carry it all his life that he has seen the Taj Mahal. He will carry it all through his life when he is staying in a foreign country, that he had went and had a lovely chaat masala or whatever in the bylines of Old Delhi. He will never forget it. And that kind of a thing, which is very, very far-etched, cut off from the normal academic life, from the normal bureaucratic life, from the day-to-day social interactions will have the desired effect on him. So that is the concept of soft power, which is very vital. E.H. Carr, famous historian E.H. Carr, categorized international power under three heads: military power, economic power, and power over ideas and influence over opinions. We are not talking about any coercive methodology. We are not trying to impose cultures on anybody. We are trying to let the world see us with their own eyes. See the changing atmosphere, see the changing dress sense, see the changing food, see the ecology, and make up their own minds. And I'm sure anybody who comes here will not go disappointed. Soft power includes every aspect of life, except, I'm sorry to say, some spy activities or espionage activities which are negative in character. So we have to stay away from that. You have been hearing stories, honey trap, this trap, that trap. We don't have to get in. That is not soft power. I don't think that fits under the category of soft power. Public opinion is molded. And that is very important. How do you mold public opinion? The newspapers try to do it. The media tries to do it through various methods. And the social platforms try to do it. Partly successful, partly not. But believe me, when you develop people-to-people contact, when you generate people-to-people contact, जब आप दो culture, दो civilization, दो backgrounds को मिलाएंगे ना, तो it is a measure as well as the source of power. ये public opinion mold हो जाएगा. अगर कोई आदमी इंडिया में आता है ये सोच के कह रहे साहब ये तो बहुत पुराना कंट्री है, यहाँ तो कोई डेवलपमेंट नहीं है, पर वो जब हैदराबाद की सड़कों को देखेगा और कलकत्ता में जा करके खाना खाएगा और दिल्ली में आकर के यहाँ के पॉलिटिशियंस को देखेगा तो सोचेगा नहीं भाई यहाँ तो बहुत कुछ होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. So all this is a churning process and a learning process which you got to support to generate. You got to be very flexible when you deal with soft power. Do not draw lines. Do not. Only draw the lines when the red line is being crossed. There you have to draw the line, whatever way. But if before that, I will tell you, when I was in ICCR, I used to get phone calls at 2:30 in the night that some Afghani student has taken his friend or I don't know, girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, on his bike and is driving through the city at breakneck speed at 3 o'clock in the morning. So he might meet with an accident. So what do we do, sir? Our regional director used to call. I said, कोई बात नहीं, वो निकला है, वो घुमाने निकला है किसी को, खिलाने निकला है, उसका साथ दो, just be with him, keep him safe and keep me informed. एक दो बार ऐसा हुआ जिसमें एक्सीडेंट भी हुआ, मैं ये भी मानता हूँ, yes. But by and large, they were trying to see India. They were trying to free their minds. We do not know the surroundings from which they have tried to escape from their own country. We do not know. We know that once they come to India, they get free, feel liberated in a positive way, not in a negative sense. And they want to enjoy. Let them enjoy till they don't have to cross the Rubicon. You have to draw a line somewhere. Yes, discipline has to be there, but be flexible with them. Then another thing is brand India. Today, this is not the India of 75 years back. This is a brand. It is in the West. You must be traveling abroad, I'm sure. You must be having relatives and friends across. So they will be telling you that brand India is getting popular day by day. Brand India means the clothes, the fabric of India, the culture of India, the dances, the traditional heritage which India carries, and it is merged, it is married to the modern India. The IITs who are producing brilliant students, the universities of repute in India, the professionals who are the medical colleges, the engineering colleges, and the manufacturing units which are being produced in India, they are all brand India. So please try to ensure that people who are in this country of ours and people from here who are going outside, they represent brand India. We should be proud of our country and we are proud of our brand India. And that is one of the soft power linkage is one of the biggest source of conveying it through to other countries. So the brand India has to be kept in mind. And the governments have been doing it. Present government is wonderfully doing it. So that aspect. Previous governments also used to do it through education, through cultural exchange, through meetings, conferences. The world was opening up. So it is there. Yoga, I told you, is one of the biggest source of branding India, because practically the whole world is now driven towards yoga. I'll tell you my example. I was posted in Nepal, and I was supposed to look after the trade and culture part of the embassy. So I was told by the ambassador that Mr. Akhter, ensure that on the International Day of Yoga, that is 21st June, about 13 years back, Muslim girls participate. Please ensure. So I said, okay. And how do I do it? He said, that is your problem. You are a senior diplomat and a senior bureaucrat. You see how it can be done. So I was having close contacts with the madrasas and schools with such kind of, there is a sizable minority population in Nepal, basically from India, who have now become Nepali citizens. So I used to visit them. So again, I visited them. I said, we are having yoga day. And we had selected a 5-star hotel, air-conditioned carpets, fabulous lunch after yoga, everything, cold drinks and snacks. They said, no. Our girl students will never go for yoga or whatever. Why should we? And neither will we allow any male student also. I tried to tell them. I persuaded them. I said, आप नमाज पढ़ते हैं ना? जैसे लोग पूजा करते हैं वैसे आप नमाज पढ़ते हैं? हाँ पढ़ते हैं. उनका नमाज योगा ही तो है. You look at all the postures of namaz, you will find similar, many likeness with yoga. Then they opened up gradually. And they took a day or two. Then they called me up. They said, okay, we will send 50 girl students. Believe me, all of them came and did wonderful yoga in the Indian embassy there. Believe me. And I'm sure I have left about 12 years back. The trend still continues there. So I'm very happy to ensure that the participation of these communities was there in yoga. Yoga is a big, trademark or whatever we call it, as a brand which is selling across the world. And that is one. Ayush is another. Health, Ayurvedic medicines, Hamdard University, Ministry of Ayush, holistic medicines. People outside are sick and tired of this. Even I am. I have been taking a lot of medicine. My wife tells me, "Hum log to khana kam kha rahe hain, dawai zyada kha rahe hain." So people are getting sick of medicines. How do you get rid of those medicines? When you practice, Ayurvedic techniques, when you take Ayurvedic medicines, which are light, when you walk through, enjoy the sunlight in winter, enjoy the shades in summer, go for a swim, go cycling, trekking, these kind of things. So that is a Ministry of Ayush, Hamdard University. They are promoting Ayurvedic and Unani medicines, which is another brand India. Look at Hamdard University. People from foreign countries are coming to study there. I have been there. I have met the authorities there. And I have seen people from Algeria, from Russia, from Morocco studying over there and making a career out of these Unani degrees, which they will get. So that's a great thing. But in order to ensure that this concept of educational exchange, this concept of educational betterment for people from coming to India and educating themselves is followed by 3 systems. That is the cornerstone. The first is providing excellent infrastructure to them. I have seen where the students African students have utilized AC, air conditioning, and massive bills have come to Ministry of External Affairs because they used it. And audit objections came. But we tried to tell them, look here, it is very hot. They have come here. How can they study if they don't have congenial, cold atmosphere to study? After a lot of persuasions and taking into consideration the fact that we were dealing not with commercial people, but with students, they dropped the audit objection and we paid the amount. but they could utilize those air conditioning in facilities and infrastructure. Second thing is the hostels have to be excellent when you get foreign students. Please ensure wherever you are that the hostels which you are going to provide them should be world class. They should have recreational facilities. They should have excellent food arrangements, both veg and non-veg, and they should have excellent faculties guiding them because they are here as your guests. They are here to learn about India. So you must treat them accordingly. But then be firm with them, not to break discipline. So that is a thing which the whole world is a family. So we have to treat them likewise, but give them infrastructural, upgraded universities and colleges or hostels, give them good food of their liking, give them avenues to play in the evenings. They will feel at home, and they will be a part of the national fulcrum. And believe me, they will be more Indian than us. Let me tell you today. Why? Because for them it is a new concept. They will be happy to adopt it. They will be happy to know about the ethnic diversity of the country and enjoy it without having any rancor, whether he's a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu, doesn't matter. What matters is they are getting their degrees in India, they are getting their professional lives laid out before them, and they are getting to be good human beings. So that helps them, that guides it. Inadequate teaching facility. We had cases where foreign students used to complain to me that we are foreign, but the lecturer comes and teaches in Hindi or Kannada. We don't know Kannada, we don't know Hindi. The lecturers, unfortunately, the mental levels were not too good in communicating English. So we had to take a strict action and ensure that they are taught in the languages they understand, foreign students. These are the basic criteria which you have to lay out gracefully before you expect that these foreign students will go back as Indian ambassadors. All of us at our own level, big or small, high, administrative, cultural, academic, we have to ensure these kind of things. That is बहुत जरूरी है कि आप उनको एक platform दें, uniform platform दें across the country. And this regionalism doesn't help, let me tell you. It doesn't help. India is one. India is only having demographic and natural, localities, regional localities. Suppose a student studies in Bengal, he doesn't have to start hating people from the other states. No. So that camaraderie, that bonhomie has to be there, and they have to be, because they are very sensitive people, mind you. In a jiff of a moment, they will understand this country is not united. And they will carry that impression only when they go back. So everything will be put to waste. Entire efforts which the government of India is doing will be put to waste. So don't do that. Whether in private universities, whether in government universities, if they are there, care has to be taken that the right message goes to them. That is the very, very important. Then, what are the other modes of conveying these kind of attitude to the world at large? The best mode is that we tell them about the cultural nuances of the particular place. I have one particular thing in mind. Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, we are talking a lot about. I'm sure some people from Jammu and Kashmir must be here. I have always heard the word from eminent people of academics and other people from Jammu and Kashmir talking about Kashmiriyat in movies, in day-to-day life, in journals, articles, Kashmiriyat. Oh, it's a wonderful word, beautiful word, all the chai. Kashmiriyat goes beyond religions, beyond ethnicities. It talks about the lovely natural basket which is there in Kashmir. The flowers bloom, the tulips bloom, the lake simmers, the moonlight gives a beautiful enveloping cascade to the whole thing, and the food is so delicious. So that is Kashmiriyat. We have to take it forward. I come from Jharkhand, and believe me, I miss Ranchi and its surroundings today. The waterfalls, the forests, the roads winding through the forests. I miss all that. I was born and brought up in Jharkhand only. And when I see in Delhi, I find, oh, it's concrete jungle. कहाँ है वो? किधर है वो? Serpentine roads. कहाँ है वो शाम का shades? कहाँ है वो बहती हुई नदियाँ? कहाँ है वो पहाड़? और कहाँ है मेरे कॉलेज के वो प्रोफेसर जो पढ़ा के गए हमको? They are no more. So when I can carry a indelible imprint on my psyche, do you think the foreign students will not? They will carry it 10 times better than us, provided you give them the opportunity to take back excellent memories. Give them that concept of Kashmiriyat, of Jharkhand, of Uttarakhand. India is full of flowers of different colors, divine. So give them that, along with the excellent teaching, excellent infrastructure. आपके जो स्टूडेंट्स बाहर जा रहे हैं जो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में, उनको भी बोलिए कि भाई बाहर जाते हो तो ये करके आओ, ये देख के आओ, ये लिख के आओ, ये दोस्त बना के आओ. So that is how it will spread. NEP, new education policy today, talks about cultural diplomacy. It talks about globalized education. It talks about interactive, communicative skills amongst the students of the whole world. So when you talk about all this, why don't you let them have the feel that, look here, you have come to India, and after 5 years, when you go back, you will go back as people who are carrying the memories of this great country through its various colors. That is very important. There is another thing which is of great importance, which I want to share with you is, India has got this concept of inviting foreign students from outside and teaching them scholarships and all. Also, we have a system of sending Indian academics abroad to teach in universities outside. It's called Indian chairs abroad, and they are paid in convertible currency in those things. They are selected through a graded system of interviews and other tests, and finally they are sent. And what do they teach? They teach about Indianomics. And various universities give us calls that Afghanistan mein ye teacher chahiye, London mein King's College mein ye teacher chahiye. They want the academia to come prepared to teach, because they have got physics, chemistry, biology. They want Indology. They want cultural renaissance people. They want people who can tell them diverse languages. So that is another way to convey to the world that, look here, we can send academics to your country who can be of great use to you, and also tell you about our own country. Without getting into political conundrums, without getting into polarized thoughts, they can be academics who can deliver and who have been delivering. You can say London, New York. When I was there, I sent teachers to Jerusalem, to Israeli universities. I sent Muslim teachers to Bangladesh to teach Urdu. And I sent teachers to teach Sanskrit and Hindi to Mauritius. I did it. I know it. So that is the greatness. Do you know, in spite of all our bickerings with China, as on date, Chinese students come annually about 30 to 35 in number to study Hindi and Indology. And they are not impacted by the political or army or defense spectrum of their own countries, or the relations between the military relations or whatever. They come to study, they do a study, they see the country and go back, and they speak excellent Hindi. We went to send them to Kendriya Hindi Sansthan, Agra and Bhopal and those kind of places. And they invited me to the embassy, Chinese embassy. They gave me excellent Indian food along with Chinese food, which I liked. And they said, because of ICCR, sir, because the government of India, we are learning Hindi. So that was the bonhomie. So that is what I am trying to tell you, that education, transcends borders. It transcends borders. The mentorship is global. And let's keep it that way, without getting into all these idiosyncrasies and nuances, negativities, hatred. No, it's not required. Go ahead and spread the word. Let them come, open the doors. And I'm sure they will be your children who will go back with memories of your teachings, your nuances, and your countries. In Afghanistan, would you believe when I was there, an all women orchestra came. 32 Afghani women performed, all women orchestra. I can't imagine today in Taliban rule whether this will be replicated at all. But we hosted them. And a night before they came, they had a gala show in Delhi. And who was the chief guest? Can you guess? It was hosted by Hindustan Times before they came to the External Affairs Ministry to perform before us. The chief guest was the then ex-president of USA, Barack Obama. He witnessed it. He was in Delhi. He saw the all-women orchestra, enjoyed it. That is the level where you have to emancipate. Women empowerment is very important. It has to be taken to its logical conclusion through these measures. You can't do without it. There are women coming to study in India. I have seen girls from Iraq studying in IIT, doing a wonderful job. Once the ambassador of Syria invited me to his house for dinner, and I could meet 50 odd students, brilliant students from that country studying in India. And everything was beautiful. So I have seen that world. I'm sure you must be seeing better worlds than me. So carry it on, take it onwards, and believe in the power of soft power, whether it is diplomacy, whether it is education, whether it is cultural relations, whether it is new education policy, whatever. So this is it. I think I have tried to do my part, and I am willing to take any questions, any observations in case we have some time. I think we have some time, about 20 minutes. I will be very happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. And participants, you can feel free to communicate with sir. We can ask your queries and clear doubts. And sir's there for you here.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, very much. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. That was such an insightful lecture, as well as very
Thank you.
thoughtful. I'm feeling very inspired the way you explained the power of education in human emancipation itself and going beyond the borders. But sir, at the same time, I just want to inquire about two issues which is going on. Number one is the concept of globalization going to stay? I mean, globalization, the process of globalization is meeting fierce challenges. And we are again talking about taking our borders up. And what is adding to that is the constant misinformation war that the media, both international and national media, they are trying to spread. So is that hampering the process of building a very smooth bridge, which the soft power tries to do? And not from today, but since the 1990s, even before Joseph Nye has in fact given the concept. India has been doing so. So can the trust deficit be overcome? Because now we are talking more in terms of hard power, and everywhere we can see in our classrooms too, they are always asking questions related to what weapon do we use, and they're very aggressive. Their way of expression becomes very aggressive. So it becomes a bit more difficult to explain the power of harmony, to explain the power of bonhomie in times of crisis like this, which the entire world is going through. And number two, the second observation that I feel, that as you said, India is a brand, and I absolutely agree to your viewpoint. But I think the brand India, sir, is not monolithic. And my observation is that the entire scenario which we are viewing since last few years after independence, is that our development, orientations of development are very much attached to the development of capital of any state. We are very capital oriented. But the true fact is that Kolkata alone doesn't represent India. So only one best educational institute in Kolkata cannot determine the state of the current Bengal, or any one, like only one development of one city is not important to deliver the idea which you're talking about. So how can we come out from this narrow thinking? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can I respond? Can I respond?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Very good points. Very interesting points. I totally agree with you when you say that in today's scenario, it's very difficult to imagine a world which is colored by soft power. Given the conditions of this hard knocks, hard rocks, whatever we call it, and this ascendant bridging, not bridging the borders, but building the borders high. Even the president of USA wants to build a wall or something. The Chinese wall is already there, and we are also building bridges. But believe me, my experience tells me this is a temporary phenomenon. History abounds. Go down to history. You will find that Genghis Khans came. You will find that Halakus came. But Gautam Buddha also came. Jesus Christ also came. Prophet Muhammad also came. Ram was born on this sacred earth. Maryada Purushottam Ram, as we call him. I don't lose hope. Why should you? This is a temporary phenomenon. Do you think the world across, the youth, you remember I started my talks by emphasizing the role of the youth. Why did I do that? Because the youth are the torch bearers of tomorrow. And the youth, I can guarantee you that they will not take it lying down. They will go beyond it. They will cross those boundaries. And I told you, if you can conquer your ideas, you are a winner. Ideas are the most thing. You can subjugate my body physically. You can't subjugate my ideas. They are free to roam anywhere in US or France or Pakistan or Nepal. But yes, definitely, whatever we have to say, no, we have to say. If our neighbor is behaving in a very negative manner, we have to put up those barriers. Otherwise, he will terrorize us. The acts of terrorism are always there. Before you saw what happened in Kashmir. I was talking about Kashmiriyat, and look at what happens to these innocent 26 people. How can we pardon them? How can we get away with it? But believe me, times will change. Hawaii beh rahi, aaj idhar beh rahi Hawaii kal udhar behengi. They will change their, the mass will change their winds. Don't give up hope. Second thing which you said, I think, what was the second point? Can you come to it?
Yes, sir. Development of any kind of state is only.
Yes, I totally agree with you when you say that West Bengal is not Calcutta. Ranchi is not Jharkhand. Srinagar is not Kashmir. But tell me one thing. If you take the foreign students or the educational aspirators who are there, across the green fields of Bengal, through those moats of water, when you take them canoeing in the Sundarbans, don't you feel they will be getting a cultural high?
Absolutely.
I think so. It is a marriage of Calcutta and the rural Bengal of Rabindranath Tagore, where the head is held high. So you can tell them to hold their heads high in Bengal. You can tell them to enjoy the green fields of Punjab. Beyond that, which lies in an enemy country, that's different, where the walls have to be erected and solidified. But the cultural exchanges will not stop. The world will go on like this. Believe me, and age is on your side. Cultivate bonhomie, develop positive qualities, synergy should be there. And I'm sure you will be one of those persons who will be changing the ways of the wind. I'm sure of it.
Sir, I actually wonder how we can incorporate this human power into our curriculum. Is there any possibility of formally incorporating this? Because you are mentioning about it, how we can make them aware, our young generation students. Because actually they are not aware of this. So is there any possibility of incorporating into our curriculum, university or college curriculum in that way?
Principal Saab, that's a very important question and a very good observation. In fact, I keep on thinking when I'm talking about soft power, that I do the talking and I hear the words, but I don't find them reflected in the educational policy. I agree with you. But wait for some time. As artificial intelligence was unknown 3 years back, maybe 4 years back, today it controls the major portion of the educational system. And in the days to come, it will grow. Similarly, I am sure once this, what we heard from the wonderful lady, that the winds of change are blowing, the walls and the which are growing stronger will come down. You will find very soon, sooner than later, believe me, soft power education, soft power diplomatic overtures will be a part of the curriculum at the national level and the state level. It is bound. I can see it coming. I can see it coming because it's such a strong, source of education that no government can do away with it. It has to be part, but be ready for it. Start generating the positives of this course. Wait for some time. I am sure within a year, or even lesser, you will find a chapter on soft power. It's bound to come.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Any other question? We have some time. We have 15 minutes.
May I?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Jay Prakash from this college. Sir, I would like to ask you that you pointed out about this Shastra
Yes.
of Chanakya or Vishnugupta. So, how it is connected with this soft power?
I'll tell you. In fact, today I had prepared it before I started the lecture. It talks about many things. How the king should behave, what are the roles and responsibilities of the king, how the public, even he recommends a spying to know about what is going on in the society. But at the end of it, he tries to talk about public and cultural diplomacy also. Now, if you talk about public and cultural diplomacy, that means even in those days, Arthashastra Chanakya was very much aware about it, that as we were discussing today, that why is it not in the curriculum? Even in those days, whatever the curriculum was, I'm sure it was not there, but then it was there in the air. People were talking about it. So much so that he took note of it and said, we are trying to, I'm not trying to put my words into his mouth, but I'm trying to say he was trying to leverage soft power through public and cultural diplomacy. That was also a tenet of life. Among other things, administrative guidelines, political discourses, day-to-day administrative things. He also talks about public and cultural, synergy. So that is how it is. That is what it is.
And he also talks about the tactics.
He also talked about the
different war.
Can you be a bit louder? I'm not getting you.
Also talking about different war tactics.
I'm sorry, your voice is a bit feeble. If you can make it strong.
Okay. He talks about war.
Yeah.
War technique.
Yeah. Yes. Certainly. Yes. Statecraft is constituted by many segments. War is one of them. Administrative authority is another. Law and order is third. There are many aspects. If he is talking about a complete way of life, and a complete statecraft, then war is to be there. But he also talks about cultural diplomacy. He wants you, a diplomat, how a diplomat should behave. It's there. So a part of it is cultural diplomacy, which in those days it was very evident. I mean, India was at its cultural high. So that kind of a thing is trying to say. Of course, we can rephrase it and maybe take it to a different this thing, but the meanings remain the same. That's what my yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other? I saw many of the ladies here, so I will welcome any question from them. One has definitely been there. Some more.
Yes, participants, the platform is open. You can solve your queries here. And we have a resource person like this answer to any questions you ask here. And as Sir said, we come along the youth teachers, and I think you will have so many doubts and queries. If you put forward, we have a solution for that. So participants, if any questions, you can put forward.
In case they don't want to ask, I want to ask, if I have the permission from you to ask something from the lady participants, please. Now, so many of you are here. Good to see you, all of you here. How far do you think this soft power can help you achieve women empowerment? Do you feel it can help you in any manner? Can I have any observation from the ladies participating today?
Of course, sir. The soft power, actually in the olden days, as Sir said, it was not in curriculum. It was learned by observation from teachers and the family and from the society. And nowadays, it is become a compulsory thing that we have to add it in the curriculum and teach our students. And it is not only in the education part, I think it would be very helpful for the students, that is to empower women in family also. Nowadays, like, girls, when they are coming, they are in an atmosphere in mobile technology, they see reels, and they're like flying like butterflies. They don't know actually what is life. So I think the soft powers will really help women empowerment to bring out their talents and values that they have. I think it will be really good by learning the soft powers.
Thank you, madam. That is absolutely spot on. But that is what soft power is meant to be. I will give one small illustration. You must have known about, since I am also working for a society called AEEDU, which I was introduced in, rightly so. We have tried to identify women, skill development participants in our programs. And we found that in Lucknow, there was this concept of Zardozi, which is embellishments across, a cloth, or chicken cloth, chicken curry, it's called Zardozi. Even in Bihar, in the Janakpur murals, I was in Nepal, I have seen the Janakpur murals, which are also practiced this side, on the Indian side, in places like Vaishali and all that. When you travel in trains, you find murals from Mithila. These are soft powers. These are excellent example of soft power endeavors towards two things. It's a blessing in disguise to increase the livelihood of those women and to give a touch of culture to the people who see it. If you go to any foreign country, I'm not very familiar with, but I do not know whether these kind of hand craftsmanship are there. Everything is mass produced by machines and all those things. But then in India, it is known that women or men come together, stitch it, even today. That is what the earlier India was known as before the British came and finished it off. They had muslin of the best quality. They had cotton growing. Today it is zardozi by the ladies. Today it is chicken curry. So those are soft power endeavors. And I'm sure along with educational, initiatives, if the women of today in their own capacities generate these soft power, workshops, try to go ahead with it, it will be nothing else but embellishing India, not only for livelihood, but also to showcase it to the world. That is what I think it's a very important part to be made a sort of curriculum thing. When you talk about curriculum, the world is changing fast. It need not be only a letter-to-letter curriculum, a word-to-word curriculum. It can be more than that. It can be handcrafting. It can be skills. It can be entrepreneurship. They all go with it. And they are all brand India. They are all soft power things. You go to Kashmir, you find different kind of craftsmanship on cloth. You go to Kanpur, different thing. Bengal, different thing. Jharkhand, different thing. So all of them, let it be a melange. And maybe there will be a supervisory body someday when the government of the day will realize how important it is. They will not only initiate it in the curriculum, they will also make a sort of ministry for this, or the ministries, a part of the ministry will be earmarked for such activities. Kerala, take for example, God's own country. Such a beautiful place. You name, everything is there. But let us showcase it to the world. Let people come and see holistic medicine being practiced there. Let the waters of LAP calm their nerves. Those kind of things. I believe in that. And whatever I am telling you, I am telling it from my heart, because I have seen it happening. And I believe the day is not far off, and all of these wars, the smokes of war will disappear, and this kind of thing will emerge. I'm sure of it. Yes. Any other thing? I think before we end, we are almost near our.
Have you been to Kerala, sir, before? Have you been to
only
Kerala?
Once.
Only
once.
We invite you, please.
And this once was not enough.
I see. Now it is monsoon here. It is very after monsoon. The ideal time is December, January, that time.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm planning a visit.
Okay.
Okay. Planning a visit.
Thank you. Sridhar Rashmi, we can, if no, we can conclude, I think.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If no questions.
So I think, sir, we had a wonderful session today. And as sir said, I think this is not a change that one can bring it out. I think as teachers, we have a lot of influence in this soft power. And I think more than curriculum, I think teachers can bring it and reach it to our students and bring a good future to our country. And I think we all be together for bringing out this. So I would like to welcome Devraka sir from the Department of English to deliver the order of thanks. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, one and all. On behalf of Tributary College, Kadambura, and Malawiya Mission of Teacher Education, Calicut, on NEP oriented student sensitization program on the topic local outreach for soft power, using soft power, I express heartfelt thanks to Mr. Syed Mahmood Akhter, and I thank the Principal of Gracewell College for his inspirational support for the program and every other programs. I thank Ms. Sita Lakshmi, FDP coordinator of the program. I thank each participant for their attention shown, without which the program would not be a grand success. I thank all the organizers of the program for the wonderful and planned meticulously program of today. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed it. May God bless you all.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.